Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Nicole and I'm a product developer at Really Good Stuff. We hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. We know this is a really difficult time, especially for teachers as you're doing distance learning, remote learning, virtual learning, and we want you to know that we are here for you. So we know that you're missing your students. I'm sure you're missing your classroom. And we're hoping that we could be some kind of support system for you at this time by giving you some resources and activities to do with your child or your students. So this is for parents and teachers, or you might be both. So what I want to do with you today is a STEM challenge activity. So I have a Really Good Stuff STEM challenge flip chart, and the activity I'm going to do with you today is called Save Our Planet's Oceans. So the great thing about this lesson is you can find different things around your home to use for it. You don't need to go out and buy anything. We don't want you leaving your home for anything at this time anyway. So it's actually perfect because even though we have recommended materials in the STEM flip chart, you can use anything that you have in your house. So if you take a look over here, we have different things like bubble wrap, tape, scissors, cardboard, toothpicks, and depending on your kid's age, you might want to give them things that are more safe for them. And what you're going to do today is our task, which is to create a way to collect as much litter from the ocean as possible. So I'm going to read this little blurb here so that you can get some background information on why our planet needs our help. Did you know the litter produced by humans is creating a dangerous environment for marine animals? One study found that our oceans are polluted with approximately 8 million metric tons of plastic every year. It is not uncommon to find marine animals that are entangled in plastic or other types of trash. One of the reasons why this is happening is that humans use and discard plastic for many things in our current world, including bottles, bags, cups, and straws. Another reason is that humans use these plastic items only once. Could you imagine if the ocean was your home? We must find a solution. So again, our task is to create a way to collect as much litter from the ocean as possible. So I'm going to flip this around here. There's actually a link to a reproducible on this video. So you'll get a black and white version of this, pretty much this, that your child can fill out. So to start, the important part of a STEM lesson is to start by asking some questions. So you might ask your child some questions or have them ask you some questions about what's going on with our oceans. And that's a time where they can then research. So whether you have books, the internet, you can be creative with different ways to research about this. And your child can then use that information to create some kind of design that's going to help this problem. So down here, as you can see, we have imagine and plan. So they might want to jot down a few things about their design, maybe reasons that they've created different pieces of it, and they also want to draw out their design ahead of time so they can kind of talk it out. A big part of doing a STEM lesson is collaborating. So if they don't have any siblings, you can talk with them and try to work with them to decide on the best way to make the contraption. So then at the end, we will create the contraption and then improve it. So I'm going to flip this back this way, and I'm going to show you what I created at home. So this is my little contraption that I made using part of a paper towel roll, some tape, bubble wrap, which I poked holes through, and some toothpicks, and then some ribbon to hold on. So to test out my design at home, I actually have a fish tank, but you could use any kind of container, such as a pot in the kitchen, maybe a plastic container that you take your lunch in, or if you have any plastic bins, that's a great way to do this too. I just want to make sure you could see inside here. So I took a bunch of scraps of paper and paper towel, and I'm going to just pretend this is my ocean. I'm going to dirty it with these scraps. So this is really engaging since it's a hands-on lesson. Your child's going to be really excited to create and to test out their design. And I'm going to show you now how I would test out this design. So I'm going to stick it in the water and try to pull as much trash up as I can. And I can try this a few times until I feel I know if it's working or not. So there's a few things that I noticed about this contraption. I'm actually going to leave it in here for now. One thing being some of the scraps are too big for my contraption. So the next step is to think about how can I improve my design? So I think if I were to make this again, I would have to make it have a wider mouth as one thing. Another thing is it's kind of floating in the water, so maybe I need to weigh it down a little bit so that it can get some of the scraps that are deeper in the ocean. So that's really pretty much it for the STEM lesson. You just want to take your kids through designing something, going through the engineer and design process, and really focusing on how to improve their design. So that's it for our STEM lesson today. I will be back next week with another one. And I just want to remind you that we are all in this together. Feel free to reach out to us at Really Good Stuff if you have any questions, or if you'd like to see something. We're happy to make videos to help making this time easier for you. We also want you to check out our website and see all of the free resources we have available to you, including blogs written by a bunch of different teachers or former teachers, including our product development team. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you next week.